to take off. While the sector is still in its infancy, it is expected to be worth more than $4 billion in a couple of years. Several startups have entered the ring, but very few have managed to back contracts with the Indian Army. IdeaForge is a Mumbai-based drone developer backed by marquee investors like Qualcomm, Infosys, Florentree, Exim Bank and others. Ashutosh reports on the story behind IdeaForge, how it managed to capture 50% market share and its plans to fly into the Lal Street.
The movie Three Idiots was the first time many Indian households got acquainted with the concept of drones. And prototype of the drone used in the movie was developed by a homegrown startup called IdeaForge. IdeaForge is now a pioneer in the Indian unmanned aircraft systems with a market share of nearly 50% in 2022. The company has nearly 20 patents registered. It has deals with Indian Armed Forces, state police forces and organizations like DRDO. In April 2022, it backed $20 million in its Series B funding round from several investors including Florentree, Infosys and Exim Bank of India, among others.
India is getting excited about the flourishing drone industry as it aims to be the global drone hub by the end of the decade. These steps like liberalization of the drone rules, rationalization of the norms of the drone pilots and establishment of the drone schools have given new direction to the industry. The recent allocation of rupees 120 crore under the PLI scheme in the recent union budget acted as a booster dose for the Indian manufacturers.
Even just a few years ago, drones were considered a niche industry, but now investments are starting to pour in. Ankit Mehta, the CEO of IdeaForge, which was formed in 2007, has witnessed a complete transformation in government policies and investments throughout the years.
I've in a way seen the drone regulations go from ignore to deny to accept to support. That whole cycle we have seen, right, from the very beginning. And absolutely we are delighted to know that now it is a regime that is enabling. It is a regime that wants to deploy these systems in an environment where we will now be able to take these systems and utilize their benefit without undue bottlenecks around the space we are operating in and the environment we are doing it. As long as we are in those green zones up to that altitude, we are free to operate it for whatever purpose is possible. Of course, we have to take the right set of drones to do those operations.
Apart from the production-linked incentive schemes for the sector, government is using drones effectively in schemes like Swamitwa. It is an ambitious program to survey and map about 6.6 lakh villages before 2025 to provide accurate land records and reduce property disputes.
Swamitwa scheme is actually, in our opinion, one of the largest mapping programs in the world, where the government is looking to map all the 660,000 villages of our country and create property cards of all the Abadi areas, the areas where the villagers live, so that they can have, for the first time, ownership of their own house. And once you bring people into the economic mainstream, you can unlock their ability to create the necessary resources for their well-being and their upliftment and their business, right? So that is the major impact of the Swamitwa scheme. That's the vision with which the scheme was launched.
In 2021, IdeaForge was awarded a contract worth $20 million by the Indian Army for Switch UAV. As a part of its contract with the Indian Army, the drone company shall deliver 200 systems soon to augment Army's surveillance capabilities. In a bid to boost domestic manufacturing, the government banned import of drones in 2022 while exempting imports for R&D, defense and security purposes. However, there are no restrictions on imports of drone components. India accounted for 22% of global drone imports as of January 2022. IdeaForge is also gearing up to fly into the Lal Street. It has filed its draft red herring prospectus with SEBI for an IPO.
The global drone market is poised to become a $54 billion market by 2025. Due to the initiatives like Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Indian drone manufacturing potential will be worth $4.2 billion. Considering all the efforts that are being put in, it won't be wrong to say the sky will be just the beginning for the Indian drone sector.
With cameraman Bharat Kori, this is Ashutosh for CNBC-TV18.
All right, that's a sneak peek